Well, hi there, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you. You met Harold, the Hadada Ibis. Hi, buddy. My name's Chris, and welcome to the Caravan Stage. Now, you know, we've had all kinds of stuff happen here for over 20 years. All kinds of stuff. People getting over their fear of birds, gaining an appreciation for wildlife. You know, most recently, we had an adventure with the gang from Up. And then 2020 decided to happen. Things are a little different, right? So it's just been us and our birds hanging around here for the last couple months. So we are super excited to have everybody back so you can all get a chance to meet what we have for you today. Now, I'm part of a whole team of animal behavior specialists. Personally, I've been here for about 15 years with these animals. So lots of cool facts I'm excited to share with you. But I'm not the only one. We have my friend coming out who's going to help introduce the birds. Her name is Ari.
Hi, guys. Hi. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to be here. You know, this place is home to many birds who live here, but it also really feels like home to really all of us, right? And we are so glad to be home. And my favorite part of every day is when Chris and I get to come out here and share all of the amazing birds and their stories with all of you, like these two adorable spoonbills.
Those birds back there, they're called roseate spoonbills. You can find them in places like Florida, that exotic land. So unique, the interesting adaptations of their beak helps them to sift through things like mud and water to pick up small crustaceans. And this species, from the carotenoids in some of the crustaceans that they eat, that's where they get the pigmentation that causes the pink coloration.
Yeah, you know what? Mostly they're pink and they have spoons on their face, so that's pretty cute and good enough for me. That's why I love them, for sure. You guys are so cute, Smith and Whitaker. We'll see you later.
Bye. but the adaptations, that's what I find fascinating about these animals, because they're all built differently to do what they need to do out in the wild. We have, another bird joining us to demonstrate that right now. This bird's name is Miles, and Miles is called a trumpeter hornbill. Now, trumpeter hornbills are a small species of hornbill that you find in Africa. And if you look at how the tail is a little bit long compared to the size of the body, that means that this is a bird that is built for maneuverability. They can dart in and around things like trees.
Chris, I have a really good idea.
Okay,
instead of just talking about how good they are at flying, what if we could show that off and show off what it looks like when they dart through the forest of Africa? So maybe there's somebody in this section who wants to help me out and we can be some trees. Do you guys want to help me out? You can help out together. You're in the same party, so two of you, whichever two of the three of you, go ahead and stand up right where you are. Perfect, yeah. And one more. Two of you stand up. Perfect. There you go, and face each other. And then what we're gonna do, are you ready, Chris?
Yeah.
Make a hoop.
Like, oh.
Hoop it up. That's perfect. Okay, so you're gonna be just like trees in the forest of Africa, and we're gonna see if Miles wants to fly right through and show off what it would look like when he is chasing some of his favorite trees.
Okay, I think I know where you're going with this one. So Miles, we're gonna see if you can show everybody how good you are at aiming for an exact spot between our human trees that we have. So you see your target just there, and right in front of you. See if you can spot him. Katie in the back is giving you some information about where to go.
Whoa!
Nice!
That's so cool. Can we do it back the other way?
Do it again.
Perfect. That was awesome.
All right, you're gonna see it again, buddy. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna adjust my landing pad for you here just a little bit. I see that bird. You see me. You see the path. You gotta figure out how to tuck the wings at exactly the right time.
Hey, Chris, why don't you tell them why they have to fly so well?
Oh, that was great. Thank you.
That was awesome. How about a round of applause for our volunteers? You guys did so good.
Lots of treats for
Yeah.
the maneuverability is important because of one of the things they eat. These birds can actually grab flying insects out of the air.
Okay, that's what I was hoping Chris would tell you, because wouldn't it be cool if we could show off what it looks like when Miles catches an insect right out of the air? Yeah?
Pretty cool. We don't have any flying insects though, so I don't.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to put my mask on and come down there because, you know what? We don't need any insects to demonstrate what it would look like, because I have something that you don't know about, Chris, and it's right here. Look at this. Does anybody know what this is?
Like a stomp rocket.
It's a grape launcher. Grape launcher. So, okay, you guys get the idea. I'm actually going to need some help, though, from somebody out there who wants to help me out launching this grape up into the atmosphere so we can see what it looks like when you want to help me out? Come on out. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to count you down. And when we count you down, you're going to stomp on that launch pad, and we're going to see what happens. Are you guys ready? You want to help me out? Ready? Count her down. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, that was
Nice.
find grapes in the forest of Africa. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for laughing at that.
Miles, that was so cool. I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did. More treats waiting for you in the back. You are a very good-looking bird. Yes, you are. All the way up to the
later,
sill.
Miles.
Take a left. Super cool. Super cool. Speaking of super cool, those kind of hornbills are not the only ones out there. As a matter of fact, our next bird is a different kind of hornbill.
Okay, let's do
You guys
the
want-
hoop again. You guys were so good at it. Can we do it again? Another hornbill, and you get another really close look at
Okay, but
this
here's-
other species.
that's a different bird. So
That's
it's
a
not
very
the
different
trumpet
bird. They
hornbill
get an
that-
up close look at a different bird.
Well, there's a problem because Ari,
What?
turn around.
Okay, we're gonna need a bigger hoop. Let's get your son. Yeah, he can jump in there and we'll make it. No.
No, we're not going to do
Okay,
that.
okay, I'm just teasing. I'm teasing. It's probably a bigger bird than I was expecting.
This is a southern ground hornbill, everybody. As their name suggests, they do tend to spend most of their time on the ground. So not that common that you get to see them in flight like that, but it does let you see the gorgeous white wingtips that this species has. It is such a neat adaptation. Very, very good. So they spend most of their time doing this, walking around in the grasslands of forests using their beak to pick up all kinds of food, right?
Yeah, and one of their favorite foods to find in the grasslands of Africa is snakes. They'll even eat venomous snakes, and they pick them up, and they shake them up, and then they slurp them down like spaghetti. How's that for a visual? Okay, you did a good job. Sebastian, you can go all the way. Maybe somebody can come out and help Sebastian. I know her favorite trainer is back there. Hey, Aaron. Sebastian, wait, are you doing another loop? Come on over here. I know, you just want to show off. This is exactly what you would see these ground hornbills doing in the grasslands of Africa, foraging for even the tiniest little seeds and grains. But Sebastian, it is time for you to head out. Aaron's all the way over here. Here you go. Here's a treat to go. Keep going all the way. You can grab that treat, and then there's a lot more where that came from in the back. We'll see you later. Sebastian, our ground hornbill. Pretty cool.
That was good. Well, it's a neat adaptation, those long beaks. And speaking of adaptations, got something really special for you. Who wants to meet an owl?
Everybody loves owls.
Right, owls are awesome. They've got great eyesight. They have some of the best hearing of any animal in the entire world. And they can fly very quietly. They can fly almost silently. That's one of the things that makes these guys so well adapted to what they do. It's super, super cool.
Yeah, and they're really, really good predators too. So they can hunt, and that's something that a lot of people don't realize out in wild places is, you know, that saying, the wise old owl. Yeah, well, that.
Hey, Ari.
Oh, Sebastian, what are you doing? She wants to meet the owl, but that probably won't go so well. Sebastian, you have to head in the back. Yeah, so that we can bring the owl out. Because I don't think you want to meet the owl. And I don't think that this owl is from the same continent that you're from either. Okay, lots of treats back there, all the way. Your 15 minutes of fame is up. I see your little eye looking at me. Okay, is she gone? Okay, I think she's gone. Sebastian's out of here. You never know what's going to happen with her show.
You're the ones who came to
But I was saying wise old owl because there's a lot.
What?
Is that a chicken? Okay. I know. Okay, the whole thing that we like to show people natural behaviors, the predator-prey relationship, I think we should leave to Nat Geo. So there's a lot going on over here. I'm just gonna make sure the chickens are back and safe. Keep going with your owl, Chris.
Yep, saying hi to the hornbill too. Okay, well hopefully we have an owl. There he is, perfect. We are back on track. This is great. This is a milky eagle owl. As a matter of fact, this is the largest species of owl in Africa. Such cool birds. Now, because of the way you folks are spaced out right now, you're going to get a really close look at him. He's going to make his way all the way across the theater. So if you're right in that middle there, I see you have cameras and video cameras ready. That's good, because he's going to be at about shoulder level when he makes his way all the way across the theater. Wow, nice close look at that bird. This is exactly what they do out in the wild. A bird like this is going to find something they want to eat, like a small mammal, rodent, a reptile, something like that. They will swoop down on it almost silently, and that little critter never knew what was coming. They figure out exactly what it is that they want to aim for, disappear into the background with that cryptic coloration, that camouflage that they have, makes them incredibly effective predators. So cool. Wow. call is something that's pretty neat too. You know, the vast majority of owls do not make the hooting sound we think of for owls. There's only a few species, and there are hundreds of different kinds of owls out in the wild, but this is one of my favorites. Those deep, dark eyes, cute little pink eyelids, and that striking sort of silvery gray coloration. You are something else. You remember where to go, though. We have more animals. Gotta make sure the chickens are okay, and the hornbills, and everything else that we have here. So this window, right over here. With blazing speed. You got it. See, it's this one, right here. Yeah, you got it. And then you just make a left. Milky eagle owl. Wow.
I missed the whole owl.
You just missed the tail end.
Oh.
Don't laugh at that. It just encourages me. Okay, so did you get to tell them all the cool things about owls?
We talked about a lot of things, but you know, I didn't mention how important they are for hunting. Believe it or not, a bird that big out in the wild could eat like 1,000 mice in one year.
Okay, rodents are so cool. There are, so you know what? When we came back, there were rats everywhere back there. I know.
You guys heard about this? Yeah, rodents everywhere. But see, what happened was our owls moved in and the rats moved out.
Yeah, so I think that it's safe to say that that rat problem, it's behind us now.
You're smiling under those things.
Okay, so you know what? I'm glad that we don't have a rodent problem anymore because it went on forever. But there are lots of really smart animals out there.
Absolutely.
One of my favorites happens to be Dixon, the collared raven. Dixon is so super smart. These birds are known for their ability to use tools, and it'd be a great time to talk about how behavior works.
How behavior works. Okay, so you've noticed we're using a lot of treats and stuff out here, right? Every time the animals do something we like, we want to make sure they get something they like. That increases the likeliness that they're going to do those things again. That's basically how we do things here. Have any of you ever heard of positive reinforcement training before? Dad! Why did you give him a treat for that?
I liked it.
Because you liked it. Okay? But here's the thing, it's about consequences. So when an animal chooses to do something, if they get a favorable consequence, they'll do that again. The behavior is reinforced. Seriously? Okay.
Come here.
You try to be a professional on stage. Okay, look, anyhow, what was I saying? Okay, so the important thing to note is that even when things you don't like happen, if there's reinforcers involved, you're going to see more of that stuff as well. So you got to be careful around.
Oh, what is that? Dixon! What? Oh.
Can you guys hear me?
Was that a piece of your microphone? Madison!
Seriously can't hear me.
Oh no! Madison's back there in the sound booth, our sound tech. Sorry, we broke the microphone. I'm so sorry! Okay, you're, what are we gonna do?
We have a backup.
Oh, a backup. Right. We have a backup? Yes. Okay, so.
You guys aren't recording this, right?
That guy is.
It's opening again. It's opening again.
Okay.
I'll get the backup and do something.
Do something. Okay, awesome. Wow. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna improvise, and we were gonna do this a little bit later, but I think we can do this now. Okay, let me just see if anybody's back there. Hey, Lucy or Brad, do you think you could bring out Keto right now instead of later, and hopefully we can hang out with Keto while Chris gets his mic fixed. But you know what? It's so true. Easy to reinforce behaviors you don't want to see, and then they happen again and again, and they get more creative as they happen. But anyways, I want to introduce you guys to Keto. Keto is a pretty cool little parrot, and Keto, thanks Brad! Keto would be a parrot that you'd normally find in Central America, but Keto's actually lived with people his whole entire life. So wild parrots typically mimic sounds that they hear from their flock mates. But when parrots live with us, they mimic sounds we make. And you know what? Keto has lived around these parts for a long time, so she's really good at doing all kinds of sounds that she hears here in the park. But first of all, when Keto finishes her treat, I'm gonna see if she can tell you what kind of parrot she is. This is Keto, and she's a double yellow-head Amazon parrot. Pretty cool, right? So there's a little of that mimicry. I know, I love it. But like I said, she can mimic all kinds of sounds she hears. And one that you might recognize over on the Maharaja Jungle Trek is the big, scary tiger. Ooh, so scary. Kind of sounds like indigestion, but That was a good scary tiger. But if that was too terrifying, Keto has something a little tamer. How about the kitty cat? Yeah. A little kitty cat. I know, pretty cute. But my favorite thing that Keto does is she sings a song about a farm. Would you guys like to hear her song? All right, Keto, can we sing? Let's sing. You ready? Oh, we're lightening the load. There we go. All right, now we're ready. Are you ready, Keto? Let's sing.
Old MacDonald had a farm. Old MacDonald had a farm.
We're almost there. We're so close. You want to try one more time? That's the beginning of the song, which is super cute. Do you want to try one more time, Keto? Do we need to hit the reset button? Do you want to try something else? Why don't you come over here? Oh, you're ready. Let's sing.
Old MacDonald had a farm.
Yeah.
Oh, and on that farm had a chicken. Oh, here and everywhere. Old MacDonald had a farm. Oh,
Yeah! That was worth the wait. That's so cute. And you know what, you guys, that song never comes out the same way twice. You're not really sure what you're going to get. But Keto, you did such an excellent job, and I'm glad you came out here early to be able to fill in while Chris hopefully gets the backup microphone. But I think it's time for you to go. Can you say goodbye? We'll see you later. That was Keto. Thanks, Brad.
Check, microphone check. Let's see if this works. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes!
Hey, I'm back.
Right. I'm
Oh,
glad we have a
Keto's
backup
here.
microphone back there.
Great, we roll with the punches. Show must go on. Well, you got to meet the parrot. That's pretty fun. It gives me a chance to explain something important about those birds. Now, he's cute up here, right? But parrots can be a huge challenge. Now, number one, the mimicry. It's not common. Actually, the vast majority of birds like that will never learn to mimic any speech at all, and they can live a long time,
Yes, very
bite really hard, and scream incredibly loud.
Yes, they can. And they live such a long time that, you know, it's a huge commitment. I love Keto, but I have no parents at home.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So it's important to understand that kind of stuff about birds, right? They're fun.
Yes.
Ooh.
What is happening? Why are you getting foul out here? Where are you guys going so
Is that
fast?
like, okay, well, they came from the opposite side that the chickens went, so I'm going to see what's going on. We have this great show planned for you guys. Okay, so I know what they ran from. You can just take over.
Oh, Chris! This is Ozzy! Ozzy is an Andean condor. This is one of the largest flighted species of birds in the entire world. And they are part of the vulture family. And you guys know what vultures like to eat, right?
Dead stuff, yeah. Carrion, absolutely. It's important. See, what happens is a condor or other vulture is going to find the carcass of an animal that's died out in the wild. They're going to spot it, they're going to tear it up, they'll clean it up. It stops the spread of disease. Basically, condors and vultures are nature's recyclers.
That's right. So if we all recycled just like this awesome condor, the earth would be a much cleaner place. Okay, Ozzy, you got all the treats today. And you guys, Ozzy likes that 10-foot social distancing policy.
Yes.
Please stay one condor's length apart from each other. Okay, Ozzy, we'll see you later. Ozzy, the Andean condor. So cool.
So cool. I was not ready for that. But we have another big bird for everybody to meet. And this is one I think you're really going to like. A gorgeous bird. There he is. Everyone, this is a crown crane whose name is Fraser. Fraser crane. You know what? Actually, you know this bird better than I do, so why don't you just take over?
No,
I'll hang out back
Chris,
here.
you've been
Show everybody
working
the
on a
bird.
relationship with the cranes. Please try. Come
No,
on.
he's
Yes,
never come to me on stage.
He always comes right here
Harry,
to the grass.
this is-
Just try it.
have you
Chris.
seen how this show has been
Everybody
going?
wants you to try it. Everybody wants you to try it.
Okay,
Stay right here. Yeah, and line up. He likes to come to the grass.
Work.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
See?
There he goes. There he goes.
Come on, just you do
No,
it.
no,
It's
no.
fine.
You know
It's
what?
fine.
I have also been working on my relationship with the cranes, and I have something for you, and it's behind the rock over there. Yeah,
Over here.
go in the rock.
What?
Yep.
What is this?
Yep, get it.
What do you want? What?
Put it on.
Put it on?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yeah. Okay, you see the crown of feathers atop Fraser's head.
Yeah.
You have your very own crown of feathers, so you're gonna make a crane connection.
A crane connection.
Either that or you're going to Flavor Town because you look like Guy Fieri. But listen, what you're gonna do is you're gonna lock eyes with the crane. Think about being in the grasslands of Africa.
Okay, I trust you. You know that. All right, so let's see what happens.
That's really
That treat's up there. Okay, so hopefully these folks get a nice look.
This is gonna work. It's gonna work.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
As soon as he's done eating, you gotta get that eye contact.
Okay. Okay, he's thinking about it.
You gotta get every last treat. Okay. He's looking. Are you ready, Fraser? Here you go, here you go.
Okay. That totally worked. So it was a hat.
I don't think it was the hat.
What do you, why am I wearing this thing?
Cause look at you. He looks great, right? No, Chris, it's because you've been working so hard on your relationship with the cranes, and that's why the crane decided to come to you today. It was not the hat, but I appreciate how much you trust me.
Yeah, and like what you did with that trust. Okay. Well, we have a few more birds for you to meet, and they're some of our favorites, right?
Chris, look.
Like this one, the national symbol of the United States of America, the bald eagle. She's beautiful. Everybody, this is Hope. And Hope is a living symbol of one of the greatest conservation success stories of our time. You see, it wasn't that long ago when their numbers had dropped so low, so fast that a lot of people thought future generations might not get a chance to see a bird like this out in the wild, but an amazing thing happened because people took action. That's right. We cleaned up the waterways where they fished, and we stopped using chemical pesticides like DDT. That was one of the reasons for their decline.
Okay, so people, just like everyone here today, played a part in helping the bald eagle recover from the brink of extinction.
That's exactly right. People's efforts had such a big impact that the bald eagle was removed from the endangered species list.
Yay!
It is. It's a great conservation success story and an example of the power that everybody has to protect wildlife.
Yes, there's a lot of great conservation success stories out there, but many animals that still really need our help.
This is a great example. Actually, this is something amazing. Everybody, this is Graham. He's called a blue-throated macaw. Now, this is special. Blue-throated macaws are one of the most rare species of macaw in the wild, only found in one place in Bolivia, and there's less than 200 of them left in the wild.
That's right, but it's not all bad news. We are working with an amazing organization called the World Parrot Trust. We're breeding blue-throated macaws and hope to reintroduce them to wild places. Because wouldn't you like to see a sky filled with macaws?
Yeah, it would be an incredible sight, a very impressive sight. Might look a little something like that right there. There are so many birds with so many stories, and not just the ones you've seen, new ones too, like Roo, the knobbed hornbill. Like Luigi. This guy right here is called a harpy eagle, one of the largest predatory birds in the world.
And Chris, look at Toco Toucan.
Indeed, so many stories still left to be told.
So go outside, create your own stories, and find your own favorite animals.
So on behalf of all the animal behavior specialists up here, and of course all of our feathered friends, we want to leave you all with one final wish.
May your hearts take flight and your spirits soar forever. Namaste.
Namaste.